Ms. Purnell, are you employed?
I am.
By whom?
Alina Health Services,
What kind of work do you do?
a patient access navigator.
How long have you been doing that work?
I've been there since February.
So it's a recent employee. And where did you work before that?
I worked at a psychiatry office.
Do you support anyone else?
My 4 children. I'm a single mom.
You met the plaintiff online.
Yep.
And you became friends. Did you date?
We were friends. We didn't really officially date, no.
Okay. You had some car trouble, and I assume you need your car to get to and from work, right?
That's right.
And your car was in the shop?
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't have the money to get it out of the shop.
That's right.
So what did you do?
Brian offered to...
No. So what did you do? Now your car is in the shop,
Oh, it sat there.
and it sat there.
Yep, it sat there.
For how long?
It sat there for 3 weeks.
How did you get to work?
My other car.
So you had 2 cars.
Yep,
Do you have a child who's old enough to drive?
I do, but she doesn't have a license.
Well, then you don't need 2 cars.
Well, one is old, so I don't really drive. I can't drive it to and from work because it's not a great vehicle. I've had it for 8 years. It's got almost 300,000 miles on it.
So why don't you get rid of it?
Because I was using it for my daughter so she can use it to get to and from school once she get her license.
What does all that have to do with him?
You
Is my
asked
question to you. Nothing.
Okay.
So your car is in the shop.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been there for 3 weeks. What do you do?
It sat there for 3 weeks.
What do you do with him?
We were having a conversation, and I told him that my car was in the shop.
In what context did you tell him that your car was in the
Well,
shop?
he knew it was in the shop.
No, don't tell me what he knew. You were just friends.
Yes,
Tell me what you told him.
that my car was in the shop, and they called me to get my vehicle out of the shop because it couldn't sit there because they were doing work at the shop. We were texting that day, and when I got off the phone with Maurice, I did tell Brian that I just got off the phone with Maurice, and I needed to get my car out the shop.
So that's what you said. I just got off the phone with Maurice, and they told me I needed to get my car out of the shop.
Yep.
And he said to you,
He asked me why. I said, well, because they're doing work at the shop and they didn't want to be liable if something happened.
To the car?
To the car while it sat there. He didn't want to see me stressed, so he offered to pay. I said, I don't take loans. I don't take
I
loans.
don't take loans, I
didn't-
take gifts. Is that what you...
No, I don't.
No, just a second. I don't take loans, but if you want to make a gift to me...
No, I didn't
of
offer
the-
that either. I said it will sit there until I find a way to get the money. I didn't say that. That's why it sat for 3 weeks. It sat for 3 weeks because I didn't have the money. I was stressed about my vehicle because that's the car that I used
No,
to
I
get to and from
understand what
work.
you're saying to me.
Yeah.
What I didn't understand is when you say the suggestion is that if you don't take loans, there was a certain pride in you saying, I don't take loans.
It wasn't the pride. It was the fact that I knew that I was unable to pay Brian back. That's why it sat so long.
So
'cause I
you were
didn't have the
prepared,
money.
just a second, you work, you could pay him back. You could pay him back $2 a week. You could pay him back $3 a week. You could sell the other car and drive your daughter to school. You could do a whole bunch of other things. Because when your daughter has the second car, you're going to have insurance for 2 cars.
Yeah.
So you can pay him back $5 a week. That's when you have...
Well, she's working to get...
Just a second.
Yeah.
Do you understand where I'm going?
I do, ma'am. I do.
Very good.
I do.
Now, you want to tell me your version of the events?
Yes, Your Honor. She begged me for help. She needed transportation for her children, and I offered. You know, I felt bad, and I liked her as a friend, and I wanted to make sure that
Just a second. So you offered.
she begged me for help. She begged me, please, will you help me get my car out of the shop?
And?
And
No,
she's-
don't lean forward. You don't have to lean forward. This is a very technically savvy group. You can sit right up. We'll be able to hear you.
Your Honor, she said, Brian, will you please get my car out of the auto body shop? Help me get my car.
And what did you say to her?
I said, well, how much is it? She said $500 for the insurance deductible. I said, how long would it take you to pay me back? She said she would pay me half next week and the rest the following week. I was okay with that. So I said I would meet her at the shop. I got a receipt of the deductible, and I paid for
Because
that.
it had been in an accident? Is that what it was?
Yes.
So there was insurance on. What kind of car is it?
2012 Chevy Cruze.
Oh, so it's a relatively new car.
Yes.
And this was just for the deductible that you owed.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not friends anymore?
No.
Why not?
We just stopped talking because of the name calling.
Because of the car.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to make it not because of the car. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. They step out.